Hi everybody, sorry it's been a while. Life does get in the way, but we do have a new reading today. This one is from Erin Jaden, and this story is Hard to Kill. It's book one of the Return of the Originals series. This actually looks really interesting, and the excerpt that we're going to be reading is from the beginning of the story, kind of before the actual main action of the story begins. If we take a look at the blurb, it says all the originals, beings that created all the supernaturals, vanished long ago. Kale Dominion is one of the last living beings with the blood of an original, a Drakon. His mate killed himself to save him, and Kale has never been the same after his death, but now he can hope again. Now he sees him alive. Ari Callan wakes to a world ruled by a mate he doesn't need or want. If coming back to life isn't hard enough, dangers lurk in the shadows, enemies wait to destroy them, and his big bad mate appears to think Ari is a frail wallflower. Should he give his mating to Kale a chance? They don't know each other. Ari doesn't want to care. Then everything Kale protects is threatened, and how can Ari leave now? The man may be the new ruler, but he is lousy at taking care of himself. So you can kind of see the tone of the story. There's probably a lot of dark in it, but there's a lot of humor as well. So let's take a look at our excerpt today. This is Ari who is narrating, and this is the very start of the story. Mating sucks. Everybody's always talking about how mating makes one better. The sun shines brighter, birds sing in harmony, and you're instantly happy and content. This everybody must live in La La Land. I'm not being cynical about this happy ever after business. I'm actually speaking from personal experience when I say that you must be crazy to look forward to the day you meet the one who has the power to rip your guts out and shred your mind into little pieces while he carefully makes a meal out of your poor, naive, and wrongly overexcited heart. Oh yay! Happy mating, everyone! On the first day of our mating, well, to be fair, we weren't technically mated yet, he tried to kill me. Namely by running me over with his big and manly truck. It was a big truck with matching tires. Tires I had the honor of seeing up close repeatedly. No biggie. But what's up with the phallic symbol? Did he have issues concerning his masculinity or what? It shouldn't have been a surprise. What happened on the second day just shows that a man still has things to learn, even at my venerable age. Now imagine a rerun of the first day, only more creative, and with slightly more precise methods, as in high-precision rifles. Take my advice, people. You see one pointed at your head, you run. There's no talking to those beasties. That I could have ignored. The silver bullets were harder to forget. And let me tell you, the road rash is like an itch compared to what those babies can do to our kind. I should know. My darling mate introduced me to their joys in just 2 days of his acquaintance. Wonder what eternity will bring at his side. Not. I was more than anxious to forget I ever met my so-called other half of my soul. Don't jump and judge me or try to remind me who he is to me. Thank you, but no. It actually makes sense in a way. I always felt I was lacking something. Oh, right, a soul. I was described at best as being cold, clinical, and hard to engage in normal people activity. Passion, love, caring, attachment, tenderness, mercy, empathy, you name it. I've never done it. My hobby was caring for my knives. What? They keep me alive. Apparently, I won't get to do my mate either. Pity. Such a nice ass. The fates could go screw themselves. I have some not nice words for my twice-removed third cousins, and they better stay out of my way for a long time to come. Still, he was gorgeous. The bitches knew what they were doing. He was exactly my type, which doesn't say much when I fuck just about anything that has a pulse and doesn't stink. You have to have some standards. He was about 6 foot, slender with a swimmer's build, not an ounce of fat on him. Dark hair, silver eyes, with dark tattoos running down his arms, just begging for me to track them with my tongue. Have I mentioned his ass? Gods, I could spend years trying to describe that perfect bubble. I wanted to lick, tease, bite, possess. Ugh, I don't need a mate. The bitches should have left it alone and not meddled with my love life, or lack of one. And now I have to make a run for it with a steel rod between my legs. I could almost sense him approaching my room. It was like my internal radar went crazy whenever he was close by. My damn smaller and much stupider head was insisting on doing a standing ovation to greet our mate. Fuck. I was practically waving my tail like a puppy. Oh, the irony. I finished gathering my stuff and strapped on my weapons, not the knives. I actually took those even into the bathroom with me, and let myself sigh in exasperation. This mission had been a clusterfuck since day one. First, my intel was not so exact, as in, the target was not where it was supposed to be, and he was a person of enough political power that even I, the hermit, knew about. To top it all off, the target's brother was, wait for it, my goddamn mate. Go figure. I must be really loved by the guys upstairs, in various positions and without lube. The target was the nephew of an elder. He was also something I couldn't put my finger on, yet he felt somehow familiar, as if he was from my past. The past, before I, as me, came into being. It's difficult to explain. Regardless, I would have done my job, as I don't care who loses in political games. In my opinion, if they're stupid enough to play and stupid enough not to hire me first, well, this planet has one extra stupid dude. The contact with the council was non-existent, regardless which route I tried. My emergency number was ringing in vain, the email bounced, and some, other observation measures I took in the office were not transmitting any data. It started to smell fishy. I had to get out of this dead end yesterday. Well, the day before that would have been preferable, as my mate was still an unknown detail for me then. I knew I had little hope of surviving this. It was either going to be my mate or the council. Guess who's better looking? Now, don't frown. I'm not joking. I mean, whose face would you rather have as the last thing you saw? You see, I had a little extra something in my body. My mandatory tracker implant will blow my head off at the smallest transgression. So here I was, sensing my mate approaching with, I must say, a very zen attitude. I was too late to get the fuck away. The light of the setting sun reflected on the shiny dark blade. Yes, the sun was setting. I'm not kidding you. It was like a freaking western. I was facing the door, counting his steps as he came toward my motel door. Him and his army of 9 men. Was he also a chauvinist? The best assassins I've had the pleasure of eluding had been women. The light reflected again on my favorite knife, reminding me of the stormy gray eyes of my mate and the murderous look in them. Like the sick bastard I am, my prick hardened further, and I shivered at the remembered intensity. I bumped the head, shushed at the impertinent moron, and got back to contemplating my knife. Gods, I really love my shiny knives. And this will hurt like hell. I heard the hurried steps, getting closer still, and smiled. I turned to see him properly, my blade ready and my hand steady as the door got kicked in. There you are. My mate. Beautiful. I saw those sharp eyes widen in recognition, the strange look filling the shocked orbs. I realized he hadn't known who I was. Oh well, facts were still facts. His sidekicks caught up with him, guns pointed at my head, but my knife was quicker. No! He ran. I fell. Shots reverberated in my ears. I felt fire for a moment, then coldness creeping down my spine. The biting pain was muffled, as if I were underwater, just to become crystal clear for sharp moments. I sighed, or thought I did, relaxing in his arms. He felt like heaven, holding me tight against his hard, trembling body. What the fuck? You bastard! Don't you dare! I gurgled at him to be nice to me. Couldn't he see I was dying? I don't think he understood. Choking on your own blood is no fun. Must remember to avoid that in the future. I glanced at my knife and saw the blurred shape of the tiny chip next to it. Good. He was saying something. Sorry, my mate, I can't give you your info with my neck slashed. I looked up into his eyes, trying to smile, feeling as if the last drop of blood was leaving my body despite the hard pressure he was putting on my jugular. He shone brighter than my knives as he stood above me, splattered with my blood. His eyes widened with another strange expression, and I felt something wet drop on my numb face. I smiled again reassuringly at him, trying to convey that it was going to be okay. He could let go now. I guess I was a sucker for gray eyes. The fates had kicked my ass. A roar filled my ears as I slowly felt myself slip. I held my eyes open and imprinted his devastated face in my memory. The first and the last time my mate really looked at me. Huh. This mating shit? Maybe I should give it a shot. All right. And that's our excerpt from Hard to Kill today. We will have by links and all the info on the blog, along with the cover. And that is our excerpt for today. I'm going to be back on Thursday with one of my own. I have to decide which one. But thanks for stopping by and thanks for listening.